Hey guys, it is me, the Emerald Sword, and welcome back to another video where I have another book review for you. The book I will be reviewing today is called Billy Summers, and it is by Stephen King, and it was released in 2021. So Billy Summers, it looks big, but I guarantee you that's probably mostly the fact that it's a paperback. It's actually medium length, I guess. Like the audiobook I had was about 16 hours, so it's about the same length as like Salem's Lot or Pet Cemetery or the Bill Hodges trilogy or something like that. It's not incredibly long, but it's not incredibly short either. And so basically Billy Summers is about Billy Summers, and he's this former hitman guy trying to retire. So, like, you know, it's your John Wick, it's your insert action hero here that wants to retire. And basically, it's like a full-on action movie, and it's really good. But so basically, Billy Summers gets roped into doing one last hit, you know? That's always how the movies go, one last hit. And it's like, okay, I only perform the hit on really bad people. So is this man a really bad person? And he is. So his target is named Joel Allen, and what he did is that he was at some sort of, like, I guess, poker event, and the person beat him, and he was not very happy about it, so he shot the person. So that's what Joel Allen did, and that's what Billy Summers is going to go after him for. And so for like the first 40% of the book, we just kind of get his day-to-day life. Like his plan to get Joel Allen is that he's going to live in this neighborhood under the guise of writing a book. He's under a fake name, but he's going to go over to the office building where Joel Allen's trial, I think, is going to be. And so he's going to be writing the book at that office. And so, yeah, so like this is like 3 months. So he's just like writing his book, and he's getting to know the neighbors, and he's becoming friendly with the neighbors and all that. But until one day, oh yeah, so, excuse me. But Nick laid out an escape plan. Nick is the guy who gave him the job. And Nick lays out an escape plan, which Billy thinks is odd, because Nick normally lets Billy formulate his own escape plans. So he's kind of thinking, I think I'm going to get killed if I go along with this escape plan. So what he does is he goes on Amazon, he buys a blonde wig, a fake mustache, and a fake pregnancy belly, and that's a disguise he calls Dalton Smith, and then he rents an apartment, like, down the street or whatever, like another hideout, and so that's his escape plan. So on the day of the assassination, 11/22/63 is recreated, you know, sniper's nest, and then, blah, Joel Allen goes down, and then Billy is able to escape the escape plan by putting on a different wig and outfit and then escaping to his little apartment where he can live out his sentence as Dalton Smith. And then keep in mind, we're like 40% of the way through the book, which is really weird. We spent so long like getting to know his day-to-day life through these months, but the rest is really crazy. So the rest of the book happens when he's chilling out as Dalton Smith, but he hears something go on outside his house. So he looks outside the window, he sees 3 men bring out a unconscious woman from a van, and they dump her in like some sort of water area. Anyway, that's not good. So what he does is he like gets her out of there, and then like saves her life. What was this woman doing being unconscious? Well, the men who discarded her are, I'm going to say, creeps. If you know what I'm talking about, then good for you. But if you don't worry about it. They're just really creepy people, and I don't like them. So what she does is that she awakens. She's kind of creeped out by the fact that this guy saves her, but she decides to stay with him because if those guys come back, he'll protect her. And so what Billy does is that they kind of bond. You know, Stephen King is really good at bonding and character and stuff. So he goes by the boy's apartment, and then he basically, I'm gonna say, gets revenge for Alice. That's her name. Her name is Alice, and he gets revenge for Alice in a really satisfying way. So there you go. But remember, Billy Summers is still a wanted man for killing Joel Allen. So what does he do? Well, he has a contact in Sidewinder, Colorado, which is where The Shining and Misery took place, by the way, so that's cool. We'll get to that in a second. But anyway, his name is Bucky, and he's the only man that Billy fully trusts. So they drive all the way to Sidewinder, Colorado, and we hear mentions of this once haunted hotel that burnt down, and you may be able to see it here and there in hallucinations, which is, of course, the Overlook Hotel from The Shining, which means Dark Tower theory confirmed. Billy Summers is in the Dark Tower universe. But anyway, so yeah, Bucky is like, dude, you gotta go after Nick. Like, he wanted you dead, so you gotta go after him. So Billy's like, okay. So Nick is currently somewhere in Las Vegas, and when he gets there, he injures this man whose mother is not happy about it. We'll get back to her in a second, so don't worry. And then he goes to confront Nick, and then Nick is like, okay, yes, I did want you to die, but to be fair, I'm not the head of this operation. The head of this operation is this creepy guy named Clerk. Now, Clerk, he's a real creepy guy. Like, again, I'll leave it to your imagination as to what he does, but he's also a super creep. But we don't know if he's in LA or New York City. So anyway, they find out that he is in New York City. And remember how Billy has been writing his book? Well, he's been writing it from the point where his mother's boyfriend killed his sister, and then he got taken away into some sort of home, and then he joined the Marines when he was 16, and then the book kind of follows him going through his Marine days. And Alice has been reading it, and she thinks it's really good. So through his story, we find out that they managed to locate Clerk, and they see him face to face, and then they kill him. But on their way out, the guy's mother that I told you about, she's not happy with Billy at all, so she shoots him, and then he kills her. And so, yeah, so that's where the story ends, and then they escape. Billy gets patched up, and then he leaves a note for Alice saying, goodbye, we could meet up again in 20 years, but for right now, it's better for you that I'm out of your life. So he just leaves her a note and then leaves. And then that's where his book ends. And so we cut back to Alice telling Bucky this whole story. But it turns out that Billy actually kind of died on the way back to Bucky. Yeah, he died. So what he did is he told Alice to finish the story as he told her. Like in the book, it's written as a letter, but in real life, he just told her this flat out. So yeah, so she finishes the book and writes it as Billy, trying to make it sound like that he survives. And so, you know how in Logan, how there's a really peaceful send-off where they bury him in the woods and then they just kind of walk off and do their own thing? This is kind of the ending here. So they buried Billy close to where the Overlook Hotel once stood. It's overlooking it or whatever. Overlook Hotel, overlooking it. I don't know. But anyway, so Billy is dead, and Alice is like, hey, Billy, you were pretty good. And so that's where the book ends. I did not think I would enjoy Billy Summers as much as I did, but I really enjoyed the book. It does have its slower moments, of course, as anything does. But once you get past that 40% and stuff, it's really entertaining and it's really fun. I would recommend it. It's actually one of the newer Stephen King books. As I said, it was in 2021. But it's also one of the better Stephen King books. That I guess that's kind of rare nowadays that he writes good books now. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Anyway, so that ends my review for Billy Summers. But my next book that I will be reading will be Dune. So stay on the lookout for that review. But anyway, that is the end of our video. Make sure to like the video if you haven't, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Anyway, I've been Ben from the Emerald Sword, and I will see you guys next time.